9 p.m. in RTD Time to English News. For tonight headlines, we have a football tournament causes a sensation in Fantehero in Oboka. For the international scene, growth will celebrate in sub-Saharan Africa by 3.6%. Welcome to our newsroom. Ramadan is a beautiful fact. The Republic of Djibouti is following with great concern that development in brotherly Sudan and expresses its deep concern over the current situations of the its situations in the capital and Khartoum following the outbreak of the clashes between the Sudanese forces and the Rapid Support Forces. Djibouti calls on all parties to exercise restraint, reduce tensions, and engage in direct negotiations to defuse the crisis. It also affirms its support for the stability and unity of the brotherly Sudan, as well as its full support for local, regional, and international efforts to bring together the parties involved in the Sudanese crisis in order to reach an agreement that satisfies all parties and leads to the realizations of stability, security, and aspirations of the brotherly Sudanese people. And for the national, Ramadan is a beautiful act of faith and a moment of joy, and Muslims around the world, it is a month of fasting and prayers, but it is also a month of sharing and moment of brotherhood, spirituality, and conviviality. It is in this context that management of the sectorial center of Balbala organized a contest of the memorizations of the Holy Quran. The three best of this contest on the occasions of the blessed month of Ramadan were awarded by the director of the center, Mr. Muhammad Adash Khairdon, in the collective fast break last Thursdays. In such as a particular and friendly atmosphere, this collective ceremony has become over the years a ritual, a tradition, a culture, and has brought together in an atmosphere of fraternity and conviviality the management of and its administrations and technical and staff, its trainers, the head of the establishment. Still in the framework of the road operations of road control, the elements of the road safety of the national police continues every day their interventions in the respect of traffic light. It is a priority in order to avoid traffic accidents. However, it has been noticed that motorists do not stop at the orange lights and accelerate in order to avoid the red light. This dangerous attitude endangers drivers and increases accidents. In addition, the national police informs the cars that it is strictly forbidden to pass to the third lane during the stops at the traffic light, because this is most orders of the European this traffic light controls negotiations operations will continue as long as motorists do not adopt a responsible attitude on the roads, because road safety concerns all. The football tournament in Ramadans are in ritual that dominates this holy month in every neighborhoods and villages. The competition is the excitement and attendance of the public. It is in this context that Ramadan football tournament was organized at Gabot, East Africa Academy of Djibouti. This Ramadan tournament is organized for young people aged between 6 to 18 years old, divided into several groups. This tournament attracted the curious, all rushed to the complex where the meetings were held. This tournament, which is an annual event, brought together more than 10 teams composed of several players who competed in this tournament that exceeded all expectations, thus highlighting the talents of our youth. For the young people, it was a real means of leisure and entertainment, but also an opportunity to learn about the practice of sports in general and footballs in particular, and above all, an opportunity to build a friendship. At the end of the tournament was held the award ceremony with the distribution of the medals to all the young players who participate, but also the presentations of cap to the first three teams of the final classifications of the category. All in all, the young players in this tournament offered a great show to the public present at this tournament. As part of the fight against smuggling, members of the Customs Brigade, in close collaboration with the police detachment in the regions of Ali Sabih, have intercepted at the border of Galilee a large consignment of smuggled cat. The goods seized on these occasions were 5,000 kilograms of smuggled cat. According to the standards procedures in force, this quantity was destroyed on the spot by the Customs Brigade in the presence of the head of the Ali Sabih Customs Brigade, Mr. Muhammad Mumin Hassan. To this end, the National Police, in collaboration with the Customs, deployed vast of human and material resources to thwart these smuggling activities. Remember that smuggling is a scourge that harms the economic development of our nation. It is therefore incumbent on each citizen to lead on his side the fight to stop this illegal trade. The association ADO organized a collective brick iftar and the closing of the sixth editions of the contest of memorizations of the Holy Quran in Obok under the aegis of the State Secretariat in charge of sport, the Association for the Future of and Development of Obok, ADO, with the support of Salam Bank, organized this Friday, April 14, 2023, the closing of the sixth editions of the Quranic recitation contest that at the sport complex of Obok. This collective ceremony, which corresponds to the 23rd day of the blessed month of Ramadan, so the participation of Secretary General of the State Secretariat for Sport, Ms. Khadija Ibrahim Idris, accompanied by the senior officials of the department, the acting prefect, Mr. Ali Muhammad Maki, the president of this, and the president of the association, the president of the regional council, Muhammad Ismail, Colonel Kamil of the police, the president of the ADO association, Mr. Hussein Ibrahim Hamadou, as well as partners, members of the associations, and representatives of civil society of Obok. For his part, the president of the association ADO, Mr. Hussein Ibrahim Hamadou, in a brief speech delivered on this occasion, stressed that this gathering around an iftar in this period is for us a moment of sharing and conviviality that wells our ties with all partners who assist us in our missions, and in particular with the participants in the context of Quranic recitations that we encourage to memorize the Holy Quran. The CDC of Obok closings of the Ramadan tournament of Fantahiru in Apotheosis under the auspices of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the Regional Subdirectorate of the Minister of Culture and Youth of Obok, in collaboration with the associations of the Youth Union of Fantahiru, organized a tournament of Ramadan football started since March 25, 2023. This tournament involved 12 teams from Fantahiru. It is therefore in these afternoons of Friday, April 14, 2023, that the final took place in the presence of the high authority of the regions, namely the president of the regional council, Muhammad Ismail, the sub-prefect of Khorangar, Mr. Muhammad Umar, the regional sub-directors of the Minister of Youth and Culture, Mr. Kamil Dini. And the players of the finalist team have demonstrated in a rather raised away their technical knowledge, tactics in football. Finally, the match ended with the awarding of medals and trophy. The leaders of the regions and other high personalities spoke in turn. For the international scene, South Sudan, a festival committed to peace. Thousands of South Sudanese gathered for the Cultural Festival for Peace in the town of Awed, initiated by the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports. The event aims to promote peace and unity among the state's different ethnic communities. During 2 days, artists from many tribes mixed traditional songs and vibrant dances to entertain a visitor, organized by Northern Bahr al-Ghazal State with the support of the United Nations mission in southern Sudan. The theme of the event was Unity in Diversity. This cultural event was the first of its kind in the northern Bahr al-Ghazal state. Seven ethnic groups proudly presented their traditional dress, music, dance, expressing the cohesion of their diversity. Sub-Saharan Africa growth expected to decelerate to 3.6% in 2023. Growth in Sub-Saharan Africa remains weak and is expected to slow to 3.6% in 2023 due to a severe financing shortage, according to a statement from the International Monetary Fund. According to the Sub-Saharan African countries may be forced to cut budget for essential services such as health, education, and infrastructure, which would hamper economic development in the region, is Abebe Amero Selassie, director of the International Monetary Funds for Africa Department, said in a press conference on Thursday. I think the priority is policies to build resilience in economics in many countries. For example, mobilizing more domestic revenue in a major challenge that needs to be addressed since its main challenge. Second, I think it's also important to consider a policy of insulating domestic economics from external environment. So exchanges rate adjustment, interest rate recalibrations, and inflation reductions will have to be considered to deal with the adverse external environment. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.